Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
What are you doing?
Getting a life.
You want to fight me for her? Why on earth would you want to do that?
Because I'm in love with her.
Scott Pilgrim versus the world.
Maybe next time we don't date the girl with 11 evil ex-boyfriends.
7.
Oh, that's not that bad.
But guys, we can go ahead, get into this movie film review. So I got a question for you guys. How many of you have seen Scott Pilgrim versus the World? Or if you haven't seen the movie, how many of you are fans of the original graphic novel series? Like, I am curious. Like for myself, chat, I've only read a couple of the original graphic novels. I saw the movie when I was reading like the first like 2. I think there's like what 7 graphic novels or 8 possibly. And I saw the movie, and I absolutely loved it. I'm not gonna, beat around the bushes like, oh, does Chris like or dislike this film? I love this movie. I think it was one of the best of 2010, the year it came out, chat. I love the cast. I love the direction. I loved how it just used geek and video game culture, incorporate all the aesthetic things like from classic, 8-bit and 16-bit video games into the movie itself. I absolutely loved it. Edgar Wright was so inspired with this. Again, the writing, the jokes, the chat, like what do I always tell you? The biggest thing that bothers me about a lot of comedies, a lot of modern day comedies, chat, is that you have these, these filmmakers where all they do, I call it the Judd Apatow style of filmmaking, where all they do is just set a camera. Oh my God! Josh, the $15 donation. Josh, thank you so much. If you're still trying to do multiplayer shenanigans Sunday evening, let me know, whatever. No, thank you, Josh. No, I appreciate that. I'll probably do some multiplayer shenanigans on Sunday. That's what it'll be. No, I will reach out to you. So you can do that probably after the Sunday service. But again, thank you so much, Josh, for the $15. Yet again, I think, did we hit our, hold on, chat. I don't have the little pull up yet. Did we hit our, we are close to our video game goal, chat. Very, very close to our video game goal. Thank you, man. Thank you, and welcome to stream. What was it? Oh, yeah. So, chat, like a lot of modern day comedies, I call it like the Judd Apatow style of filmmaking, where they literally set a camera down for 4 hours and they just let their actors riff. And they just take the best bits of that and they work the fucking, skeleton of a script that they have, and they just place all this stuff onto the skeleton, and then it forms the abomination movie, as I call it. So I really dislike that style of comedy. And why Scott Pilgrim is so refreshing to me is that you had Edgar Wright and writers and the entire cast come together and actually fucking wrote and read the goddamn script. It's like all the humor works so incredibly well. Like, I haven't seen this movie in like a couple years maybe, and man, the jokes still hit you. Like, in each character it feels very distinct from each other. Like, you look at an Apatow movie, half the cast feels exactly the same. Like in this film, you get the sense of everyone's individual personality, and I absolutely love it. And what's so sadly, chat, is that despite being a critical success, the movie was a huge commercial failure. And I'll get to those details in a sec. I want to see what you guys are talking about here. I have all the graphic novels. Omega, I love this movie. Sir, maybe I've seen this movie. Cake, I think I've seen it before and don't remember. Okay, fair enough. I love the movie, own the books, and the video game Thunderly. So a lot of you have seen it or have read the books. That's awesome. Well, apparently not a lot of people saw it in 2010, chat, because this film, even though it was a critical success, huge bomb for Universal, had a budget of $85 million, chat, so just 15 million shy of 100, had a box office, a worldwide box office of 48.1 million. This is like shit. I mean, thankfully, thanks to VOD and streaming, the film's popularity proliferated, Chad. It's become a cult hit. You know, finally people are like, oh shit, I should have saw that in theaters. And I'm very curious as to why it didn't perform well. Maybe it's just because audiences were just confused by the video game references in the film, like the overall aesthetic. They just didn't get it. Maybe they were turned off. At least mass audiences were just turned off by the look of the movie. I know that there is, you know, I know that some audiences or some people dislike Michael Cera. I don't. A lot of people were upset when he was cast as Scott Pilgrim. I thought, oh, that's fucking perfect. And I've seen this movie. He is absolutely great. Like, even to this day, some people some people say that's the one weakest element of this movie is Michael Cera's casting as Scott Pilgrim. I vehemently disagree. I think he's fantastic. I think he works. He has such great chemistry with all the other actors, and especially Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Ramona. So I to this day, I still don't fucking get this. Austin, what happened to my friend? Oh, my friend's father passed away very suddenly. Brain aneurysm. Brain aneurysm died almost instantaneously. So we're having a funeral this Friday. It's in southern Texas, so I got like a 5 to 7 hour drive. Most of the family's not going to be there because they're out of state and COVID-19 is preventing travel. So they asked me if I could be a pallbearer or something, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Yeah. No, I appreciate CMAP. Thank you. No, thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to be streaming for the next couple days. I won't be back until, honestly, Sunday. I'll probably be streaming Sunday evening. So I'll make posts just to let you guys know that I won't be streaming on Friday or Saturday, just, you know, so you're aware. But yeah, no, I appreciate the kind words and the kind thoughts. I know my friend appreciates that too. So thank you, guys. But yeah. Thankfully though, Chad, despite the haters for this film, despite the lack of interest initially from a lot of people, the film has gone on to be a success over the last decade. Matter of fact, I think they're going to re-release it in theaters, you know, as theaters are slowly in some states, in some places around the world, they're slowly starting to reopen, and they're going to be showing like special 4K presentations of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So the movie has had a lot of success post its initial release, Chad. And of course, it was nominated for like a whole bunch of awards in 2010. You know, and various award ceremonies. I can't name every single one, but despite its commercial failure, at least initially, chat, it's gone on to a lot of great success. But now that we've talked about chat, let's get into the nitty-gritty details, chat. We are in Toronto, the great white north, chat. One of Canada's premier cities. I love the Canadian people, chat. I grew up right next to the Canadian border. I'm from Buffalo, New York, as you all know. Would go over there all the time, every other weekend going to Canada. And, you know, using my American dollars, chat, because our currency was so much better. The only good currency in the world, chat, is the dollar. I don't know what the Canadians have. What do they use? Rubles? I don't understand their currency system, chat. It doesn't matter. They got fucking coins. They got like $2.5 coins over there. It's ridiculous. But chat, despite all that, we're in the wonderful city of Toronto, and we're introduced to the character of Scott Pilgrim, chat. He is a 22-something kid, fucking graduated high school, in between jobs, chat, no college education. And he's a bit of a prick. He's not the nicest guy. He's a little aloof, incredibly selfish. But for whatever reason, it's interesting, like with Michael Cera's performance. It's like he's a dick throughout the entire movie, but there is a charm to him, and I think that's why Edgar Wright casted him in this role. Because in the books, at least the ones that I've read, Scott Pilgrim, yeah, he comes across just as a selfish person. But Michael Cera manages to walk a very tight line, a tightrope, chat, where it's like, yes, he has all those negative attributes, but I always found Michael Cera very lovable and charming. You know, I know some people hate him. I just don't feel that way about the guy. I kind of feel sorry because I hear horrible stories. I mean, he's like, yeah, I'm walking, because he does interview shows. And it's about him like walking like on Jimmy Kimmel or something like that, or late night or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I would walk down the street and I hear people across the way saying, "Michael Cera, you suck," and I'm like, okay, like I don't get it, Chad. I think he's a good guy, and I think Edgar Wright made a very good choice by casting in this character, because I think if you had an actor who was also super sarcastic and leaned into all that negativity, I would really resent him. Like he kind of takes you off guard how. I don't even say milquetoast he is, but he's just kind of, I think that aloofness and that shyness is charming. So it works for the character, chap. And so he's a 22-something kid, and he's kind of a loser, though, chap. But for whatever reason, he has somewhat of success, chap, because he is in a band, Sex Bomb Bomb, and he is a bassist for that band, chap. And they're trying to get this thing going. He's trying to work with all of his friends, chap. But, there's a lot of tension, with this group of people. You got the band leader who's just, constantly just worried about money, as you should be. He's clearly the oldest one. He has no, life savings at all, chat. He doesn't know what the hell he's going to do for the rest of his life. This is the band. He's invested in this band. And Scott, he's just kind of wafting. He's like, if it works, if it doesn't, I don't really care. Again, chat, that aloofness, which I guess pisses some people off. You also, chat, have Kim, who was one of Scott Pilgrim's exes, played amazingly by Allison Peel, chat, and she hates him. She hates Scott. I love her comments to him throughout the entire movie. Just fucking staring at him, eyes like knives, chat, the entire time. Oh, it's so good. And then you have young Neil, chat. He's he's their friend, but he's not a part of the band. And they just call him Young Neil. It's a very dismissive thing. He just wants to be Neil, Chad. It's the one thing he desires in his life, but they refer to him as Young Neil. What happened to Old Neil? Is he dead? What happened? I don't know who Old Neil is. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But chat, they're about to start practicing, and there's a knock at the door. Scott Pilgrim, he of course invited his girlfriend over, and this is a big controversy among his friends and among a lot of other people, chat, because his girlfriend is a high schooler, 17-year-old Knives Chow, and fucking Allison Pill, Kim, she's like, you taking advantage of this girl, Scott, you being a goddamn jabroni. He's like, I'm not a jabroni, I'm treating this girl with respect. He's really not, chat. You can just tell that he's using her naivete to take advantage for her and to placate his own selfish desires. And also his sister also is very upset about that. She hates it. She's constantly calling him like, what the hell are you doing, from her little coffee shop, chat? She doesn't like it. But he invites her in, and she's like she's a little intimidated, chat. She does not know the ways of the 20-year-old somethings of Toronto, Chad. It's a mysterious group of people. And the friends are like, we're not sure we're going to let her in. Is she going to be like a good groupie? Because we need excited, crazy, stalker-esque groupies. And Scott's like, I assume she is, so, because she constantly stalks me. And she does, chat. Knives is very creepy in this film, but also, again, charming. I like it. And so they eventually let her in, chat. They plop her down next to young Neil. She's asking young Neil, what do you play? And again, Neil, not knowing, well, I don't play. I play, Zelda and Metroid and Final Fantasy. And she's like, oh my God, you're a loser. And Chad, the band starts playing, and we get the wonderful opening credits. And that's the thing, Chad, the aesthetic of this movie. Anna Kendrick, as a sister. There are so many, even bit roles for actors in this film, you just forget. Thomas Jane has a role in this film. He has one exact scene, and it's it lasts less than a minute. Fucking Vegan Police, chat. Vegan Police, he's in this. It's incredible. And so they start playing. We get this wonderful opening. All the credits of this movie are inspired. Even when the movie starts, you get this great Universal logo, but again, it has the chiptune music playing, the chiptune version of the Universal theme, and you have it in these 8-bit, 16-bit graphics spin around. It's just so inspired. And so they started playing, chat. Wonderful opening credit sequence, showcasing all the actors, all the talent, and all the talent behind the camera, chat. Mr. Edgar Wright, amazing film that he directed. And they finished their song, chat, and she can't believe it, chat. Her little mind is blown, and all she wants to do is obsess over Mr. Scott Pilgrim, chat. So they finished the goddamn band practice after one song. They're all upset at Scott. Again, he's aloof, chat. He doesn't give a shit. And he goes out with Knives Chow, and they do all the things that typical millennial children do in Toronto, chat. They go to coffee shops. They go to stores where they sell CDs. I guess this movie had come out when, it was, we're not about the digital downloads yet. Let's look at that physical media, the CDs. The vinyl records. It's also making a comeback, that vinyl. It has been for a significantly long amount of time. But still, they're doing all that. Again, you can just tell, kind of taking advantage of her the entire time, chat. She's the one that ends up paying for everything. They go and do the video game, chat. They're kicking ass and punching and dancing. They're fighting ninjas. They're having a great time. But you could tell, like, Knives wants more out of the relationship. You know, this is her first boyfriend, and she expects certain things. And Scott, he just doesn't want to go that way. He's like, I'm going to take my time with this, or actually not take any time at all. I kind of just like where the relationship is, because that's the thing about Scott, chat. He has a struggle to commit to something long term, because his heart was broken many a year ago, chat, many a years ago, by Allison Brie. Witness! Witness me! Julian Hummendinger, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing very well. I am in my middle of my review for Scott Pilgrim versus the World, talking about the relationship of Scott Pilgrim and Knives Chow. But to top it all off, chat, you know, what makes this relationship so goddamn weird is that she's underage though. I mean, what's the age of consent in Canada? Is it 17? I mean, I don't want like Scott Pilgrim to start like, oh, he's a pedophile, because at that point it's like, okay, the charming factor is over. It's a little weird with that. No, and Sarah and Anthem, well, because you know, guys, hope you're all doing well. My name is Mr. Evan7. I'm a variety streamer. I also go by Chris. I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and play games. Currently talking about Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Mr. Remy J, thank you for the host and welcome. Here's to you, Julian. May the wings of liberty never lose a feather. You're shaking the pillars of heaven. Thank you, man. So why is he dating an Asian chick considered a hipster? What? Oh, that's part of the culture, man. That's just a part of the weird culture that among these millennial children. I don't get it either. Doesn't make any sense. And so he has this relationship going on, Chad, and she clearly wants more, but he can't commit because his heart was stabbed by Allison Brie, Chad. This was pre-Captain Marvel. Right around the same time she was doing films like 21 Jump Street, Chad. She played the love interest to Jonah Hill in that movie. And I'll tell you right, Brie Larson. God damn it, I fuck up the name all the time, Chris Ayers. Brie Larson. I always fuck up Allison Brie and Brie Larson. Brie Larson, that's who I'm talking about, chat. Every single time I talk about them. She was 17 or 18. She was 17. Yeah, it was 17. But Brie Larson, chat, she was also the girlfriend of Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street. So she was doing a lot of these kind of like teenage comedy films for a while before she became a goddamn superhero, an Oscar winner a couple years later. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And so his heart is just hurt, and he's done with Knives Chow the day he goes home, chat. We're introduced to one of the best characters in the movie, chat. I'm a huge goddamn fan. Goddamn, I was going to say Macaulay Culkin. It's not. How many brothers does Macaulay Culkin have, and why are they all so goddamn talented, chat? We're introduced to one of the younger brothers of Macaulay Culkin, Kieran Culkin, chat. Wallace Wells, who, as they emphasize in the movie, is the gay roommate of Scott Pilgrim. So as soon as Scott Pilgrim, he gets back to his apartment, chat, he goes ahead, he zonks out, he sleeps, and he has this strange dream, this strange vision, where he sees this girl with rollerblades on and this pink hair, chat, and he's just like, whoa, she's talking to him, he doesn't understand what's going on, he wakes up, he's all startled. He doesn't get it, but he's obsessed with her. That look, it just struck him. And then his gay roommate, he wakes up right next to him, chat, because they share the same bed. And then his gay roommate's lover also wakes up, chat. And they're like, "What's wrong, Sky?" He's like, "I'm sorry, I had a nightmare. I just didn't know what was going on." He's like, "Well, that's weird. Get the fuck out of my bed." I love it too because Wallace's role is just always consistently trying to push Scott Pilgrim out of the apartment. It's like, I need you to eventually leave. I don't want you here anymore. And I love how in the room, again, the visual aesthetic in this film is great. They showcase like all the things that either Scott or Kieran Culkin own in the apartment, and majority of it is all Kieran Culkin's. The computer is his, the TV his, and Scott like only owns he owns the garlic bread maker and some clothes, and that's about it. But I love just the overall like pointing out like, yes, Scott's a loser, we all know, but he doesn't know, Jay, he doesn't know, and he's like, whatever. I just had a nightmare. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like, don't worry about it, buddy. You know what? Hey, let's just go to a party and take our minds off of it. So they go to a party, chat, and we're introduced to all the typical hipster millennial types, you know, referencing, well, the fucking book was better than the movie and the comic's better than the movie. Like, they have that guy there. Like, all these people. But, chat, during this party, oh my God, Scott Pilgrim sees her. He sees the girl. Oh, no, I gotta go back, chat. No, we're not there yet. Because what happens is when he wakes up, Kieran Culkin tells him, well, don't you have to go see Knives Chow at the library? He's like, no, I don't. It's like fucking 6 a.m. in the morning. It's like fucking noon, you idiot. And he's like, shit. And so he goes over there chatting Knives Chow. She's like, oh, don't worry. I just waited 6 hours for you. Again, emphasizing how creepy she is, little stalkerish chat. And he's put out by being a library chick. He doesn't like the books. He doesn't like reading. But she gets all these math books and chemistry books. So clearly she's smart. She does very well for herself, chat. She doesn't need someone like Scott dragging her down. But right about when they're going to check out all the books, chat, that's when Scott sees her. He sees the pink-haired girl from his dreams, and she's wearing rollerblades, and she's dropping off a package from Amazon. And he's like, what the, who is, and he's just flummoxed, chat, and he's just, the fucking music's playing, and it's like everything is just ending around him except for this one girl. He's obsessed, and he just creepily watches her go, and Knives is like, do you know her? He's like, I want to know her. And so after that, chat, he goes to a party with Kieran Culkin. They're having a good time. He's looking for man's butt, chat. That's what Kieran Culkin's quest is, and good for him. He does his thing. And Scott, while he's walking around the party, he sees Ramona. We don't know it's Ramona yet, but he sees the pink-haired girl, chat, and he wants to talk with her. He goes to the ultimate hipster man who says the book is always better than the movie, the comic is always better than the movie. He talks like, do you know this girl? He's like, of course I know that girl. That's Ramona Flowers. He's like, tell me everything you know about her. Well, I know she's American. I know that she's working for Amazon right now. And I know that she is a ball buster. And he's like, sounds good to me. I can handle it, chat. And so he goes over to her and instantly fucking flunks out. He does not score in any capacity. Because his opening line is to talk about Pac-Man, chat. Now, Pac-Man's real name wasn't originally Pac-Man, it was Puck-Man. But due to the Japanese translation, it was changed, and people switched the letters around, and she's just fucking staring at him like, what? And she, the look that she gives him, Mary Elizabeth Winston gives him, would kill anyone, chat. Would lower your self-esteem into such a pit of despair that you wouldn't want to go outside anymore. That's what she does to poor Michael Saracen. And you feel his pain. And I love that line where he says, okay, I'm just going to leave you alone forever now. And just walks off, just slinks off. And he eventually inquires more knowledge about Ramona, but not from what's his name, chat, the ultimate hipster. But no, you have what's Audrey Plaza here, chat, is Julie Powers, the girl who has issues. Also works with Scott Pilgrim's sister, Anna Kendrick, in the coffee shop, chat, the hipster coffee shop. And she says, I don't want you going after Ramona Flowers, okay? She's one of my cool friends, and I don't need you to fuck it up. He's like, I'm not gonna do that. Don't worry about it. And so what does he do, chat? He obsesses over her. Of course he does. And so he goes back to his apartment, chat, and he realizes, well, I know she's the Amazon girl, so if I order a package, she'll obviously come to my house. And then I can talk to her, initiate a conversation, and go on a date with her. And Kieran Culkin's like, why? How do you, first of all, little lack of logic here, chat. How do you know she's going to be the one to deliver this package to you? Doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'll go with it, chat. We're going to go with it. And so he's asking fucking Kieran Culkin, how do I get on to Amazon.ca? He's like, it's Amazon.ca. Fuck, Jesus. Just go to Amazon.com, Scott. And he goes on to the Amazon, orders a package, chat, doesn't matter what it is. And later, he just waits. He just sits in front of the goddamn door, cross-legged, chat, just like a lovesick puppy, just waiting for his owner to come back. It's kinky, chat. And Kieran Culkin's like, what are you doing? He's like, hey, Scott, are you waiting for the package? He's like, maybe. And he's like, it's good. It's fucking Friday. The package is not going to be here until Monday. And then ding dong, bing boop. Oh, the doorbell rings, like, shows you, Kieran Culkin. Time doesn't matter in this movie universe. And he opens the door, chat. Oh, but it is not Ramona Flowers, chat. It is Knives Chow. He's like, oh boy. So again, he forgot he was in a relationship with Knives Chow. And it's a little awkward because Kieran Culkin was telling him, listen, you're obsessed with this new girl. You should definitely probably, break up with Knives and, then pursue Ramona. Okay, that would be the healthy and mature thing to do. But Scott always has issues with commitment and doing the right thing. And he kind of wafts at that. Like, he continues to hang out with Knives, chat, but it's just not working. He's not feeling it, but she's just obsessed with him anyway. So eventually, chat, he fucking goes back in his apartment and says, I can't go out, so you go. I'll talk to you later, chat. He sits back down. Oh, door rings again. It's Ramona Flowers. She's there. And he's like, oh my God, you might know me. I was at the party. And she goes, were you that loser who, like, did the Pac-Man story? He's like, no, that wasn't that guy. That was some other loser. No. Thank you. Thank you, Random African One. For the subscription. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing very well tonight, man. Raising my glass. May the wings of liberty never a feather. Time is an illusion. A little shot of him throwing the package in the trash. Oh, yeah, I love that, too. Because she's asking him, like, he's constantly talking at her. And she's like, listen, can you just take your package? You know, I don't really want to. Because she's like, you want to hang out? Somebody's like, why would I want to hang out with you? You're weird. And she's like, I don't know. You know, I know that you're from the great land of America and you're new to Toronto, and I'm a Toronto Knight. And so I know a lot about the city, and then we can go hang out. I can show you the things, can show you the venues to go to, the coffee shops. Oh my God, the coffee shops, the CD shops. He goes, all right, fuck. Listen, if you sign this, listen, if I agree to go out with you on a date, will you sign this and take it? He goes, sure. Fucking signs a chat and just whoop. Throws it over his back, chat, right into the fucking trash can. He's like, okay, so let's fucking do it. And so they go on their little date chat. And most part, it's just them talking. And the thing is here, Michael Cera and Mary Elizabeth Winstead have fantastic chemistry. It's a very cute, awkward relationship. Like, she feels, at least she comes across initially, chat, as, even though it's like, ooh, she has a mysterious past. She appears like very self-confident, where Scott does not. He's always second-guessing himself. He has low self-esteem. But it's like interesting dichotomy between them. I really like the relationship in the movie, even though he's a piece of shit to her. And, you know, she lied to him too. So it's fucked up, chat. It's a typical relationship. There are always issues with relationship, chat. You gotta work on them. You gotta build them. You just can't abandon them, chat. It's like always like a project. You're always adding things to it. And so they're going on their nice walk, and he is showing her the wilds of Canada, chat, which is just snow and the slushy kind of snow on the sidewalks. It's all gray. A lot of that in this movie. And they're continuing to walk around, kind of getting a sense of each other. And eventually, she's like, you know what? I'm cold, you're cold. You want to go back to my place, get some tea? He's like, hell yeah, let's get some tea. And she takes him inside her little house. She had a very nice house, by the way. They go in there, and she's like, okay, what kind of tea do you want? And she goes through a list of about 24 different types of tea. And he's like, I'll have the regular kind. And he's like, sure, Earl Grey it is. She sets it down, and he's so cold, Chad. He's shivering. And she's like, you need a blanket? You got no meat on your bones, Michael Cera. You're so skinny. And he's like, a blanket would be nice. And she's like, I'll bring you a blanket. And so she goes to her bedroom, chat, to get a blanket. And he's waiting there. He's just like, man, it took a long time to get that blanket. And he goes over there, chat. And oh my God, she's almost naked, chat. She's just about to take off her bra to reveal the bazookas. He goes, oh! And she goes, dude, I'm changed. He's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, oh, and then we get one of the, I'm sorry, Chad, call me lewd, but one of the sexiest scenes in the film. It's just like, wow, this is hot. And where we see it, like, Scott's eyes are closed the entire time, Chad. And Ramona walks up to him, and she says, there, is that a little warmer? And he goes, it is. And he takes his, hands off his eyes. And then we just see Ramona just going, I was like, oh my God! And she's got her top, but not top, she's got a bra on, chat. And he's like, okay, it's happening. She's like, hell yeah, it is. And they start smooching, chat. The sexiest smooches that you can imagine. And he's touching her, and he's touching him. It's very great. Eventually, they go to the bed, chat. All the pants have been taken off. The shirts have been taken off. And they continue to smooch. And it's like, the sexy times are at hand. Make that face again. When I do it, it's kind of creepy. And so they're smooching. And right before the sex is about to commence, chat, she goes, you know what? I've changed my mind. I don't want to have sex with you right now. And he goes, okay. She's got the blue balls. She's like, yeah. But she says, you know what? Basically she just says, can we just cuddle and snuggle? And he's like, you know what? This is also nice. I like that. She says, maybe we'll have sex later. He's like, yeah. And chat, we cut to the next day, and they did not have the sex. They're walking out of her house. But you get the sense that they got to know each other a little bit better. It's like, oh, this is so sweet. And he's like, so, hey, do you want to hang out again tonight? She goes, what do you want to do? He's like, well, my band, Sex Baba, is performing at this club, the Club Toilet. That's what the movie calls this, Club Toilet. And, it's a battle of the band type situation. I'd love to have you there. And she goes, yeah, that'd be great. I'll meet you there. And she's about to run off or skate off. She's got to deliver them Amazon package. Be like, wait, I don't have your number. And she comes back and she says, here you go. Gives her number. She's like, yeah, girl number. I just love that line. Girl number. It's sexy. But he notices, chat, look at all these little kissies, like 7 little kissies. He's like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, it's so charming. And so, chat, he goes to the club with his friends, and it's already getting a little awkward. Because people are asking about, okay, so you are simultaneously dating both Ramona Flowers and Knives Chow. Have you broken up with Knives Chow yet? Have you told her? She's like, yeah, I'll tell her later. It's fine. She's not here, so don't even worry about it. And they got everyone in there, Chad. They got Anna Kendrick. They got, a guy named Kieran Culkin, who is just on the prowl for the man's butt, Chad. That's all he desires. Anna Kendrick is with her boyfriend. And we get one of my favorite scenes in the movie with Kieran Culkin just hitting on Anna Kendrick's boyfriend the entire time, just staring at him. And the guy's like, oh my God. He's just skilled like a deer in the headlights. Oh, it's great. And so him and his friends, they eventually go in the club, chat, about to set everything up. And, oh, Ramona's here. Oh, yay. Ramona's like, hey, guys, this is Ramona, chat. But before he's about to introduce her, chat, fucking Knives Chow shows up. She goes, Scotty. And she jumps up, chat, and smooches him on the face. And we get this, oh, my God, time slows down, chat, because time is an illusion in this movie. And Ramona's looking at him, and Knives is looking at him. He's like, I have to pee. And he leaves, chat. He needs to go pee. Because he can't make a decision. He can't commit to anything, chat. He's a loser. And so he goes there, and he's like, this is fucking awkward. The band's getting all set up at this point, and he knows that someone's going to reveal some shit. Knives and Ramona are sitting right next to each other. They're going to start talking. He's just like, fuck. His sister, Anna Kendrick, she's asking Ramona, so how do you know Scott? He's like, oh, we just met, and, and she's like, oh, yeah, Scott has a lot of friends, and, a lot of friends who are girls. She goes, that's kind of a weird thing to say. Knives, how did you meet Scott? She goes, well, let me tell you. And she tells a fucking fable, chat, of her first meeting with Scott. And during all this scene, again, there's so many things going on, but it's brilliant. Kieran Culkin is just staring and licking his lips at Anna Kendrick's boyfriend. It is amazing. He's like, oh my God, I'm scared. Meanwhile, they have this other band playing on, and it's this typical millennial punk rock band where, like, none of their music is good. Fucking Kieran Culkin is constantly harassing them. From the highest most stage, he's like, play Wonderwall. Hey, to the guy up there, fuck you. I love it. Eventually, they get Scott Pilgrim's band up on there. They're just about to start playing. Knives Chow is fucking freaking out. And they play their first song, and they're like, oh, they're actually good. The crowd is into it. Knives Chow, she faints and knocks her head on the bar, chat, bleeding profusely. So Knives is dead, so that worked out for Scott. She's now dead. And not dead, chat, really, really derpy. Definitely has severe brain damage at this point. But, they're performing. Scott's looking at Ramona, and she's into it, too. She's like, oh, my God, Scott's so cute and hot, and he knows how to play the bass. It's great. And everything's coming up Scott this moment, Chad. Dead girlfriend, new girlfriend, crowds of the music. But then all of a fucking sudden, Chad, a goddamn explosion from the roof busts on open. And this person comes down, and it's, what's his name, Chad? It is the first of the evil exes, Matthew Patel. And he's like, Scott Pilgrim, I'm here to challenge you for the hand of Ramona Flowers. And he's like, what? What? He's like, prepare to battle! Ah! He's like, it's like Dragon Ball Z, Chet. He fucking goes up there, goes Super Saiyan, about to punch the shit out of Scott. But Scott is like, oh, fuck this. Fucking blocks him. And I'll tell you this, chat. All the fight scenes in this movie are so cool. Yes, they're CGI assisted, but again, the aesthetic, how they're choreographed, it all works so well. It just adds to the film. It adds to the film itself. It's just so good. And, he's like, listen, why are we fighting? Why are we fighting, Matthew? He's like, didn't you get my email? Because Chad, originally, after he ordered the pack, he got the phone number from Ramona. He got an email from Mr. Patel, and it is like, oh, Mr. Scott, pleasure to meet you. I just want to let you know that you will now fight the League of Evil Exes, who were the exes of one Ramona Flowers. He just like, that's boring, and deletes it. He just doesn't care, Chad. And he's like, I skimmed the email. He's like, oh, your lack of reading shall be your undoing. The thing is, Chad, Scott Pilgrim is definitely better than Mr. Patel. He's kicking his ass and everything. But Patel, he's got a few secrets up his sleeve. And apparently, Chad, he is able to summon demon hipster chicks and the power of Bollywood to try to fight Scott Pilgrim. He's fucking Scott Pilgrim up. There's no doubt about it, Chad. He's definitely doing that. And Scott Pilgrim's just like, what the hell's going on? Ramona's kind of like, sorry, I have evil ex-boyfriends. Or no, evil exes. So you gotta deal with this. He's like, whatever. And eventually he does defeat Mr. Patel, Chad. And he literally murders him in front of people. He literally murders him in front of people. And he fucking bursts. And it's like, well, all hipster chicks die, Chad. It's crazy. And he's like, ooh, coins. He picks up all the coins. And Ramona, she just fucking took off. He's looking for her after the show. He's like, what happened, Ramona? She's like, she just left, man. I don't know what to say. And he's like, fuck, well, that's not good. The knives, she's hanging on to him, chat. You know, she's like, oh, let's go on a date. And so the next day, you know, Scott's still very confused. But at this point, Kieran Culkin tells him, like, listen, you have to break up. You have to break up with Knives Chow at this point. Like, you are basically cheating on her and Ramona. He's like his Jiminy Cricket, chat. That's who Kieran Culkin is. So he doesn't give a fuck. He really doesn't. Demon hipster chick. That's what they are. I'm not joking. That's what they call him in the movie. He's like, fine. But it's hard. I love that line. So him and Knives, they go on the typical date that they went last time, chat. They go to the coffee shop. They shop for CDs. They go to the video game place where they're playing the game. But you can tell that Scott's heart is just not into it, chat. They're playing their favorite, you know, kickboxing game, dancing kickboxing game. And he fucks it all up. And he has to fight the secret enemy, the Nega Ninja, Chad. He's like, I can never beat the Nega Ninja. He's just too hard. I don't understand him. And Knives is like, hey, why don't you come to dinner and meet my family? And he goes, oh, really? He says like a racist line, dinner, like Chinese food dinner. He's like, no, it could have been anything. But she's like, yeah, I want you to meet my sister, my mom, and my dad. And he's like, you know what? I think we should break up. And she goes, oh, and you just see her face fall, chat. Not the best way to break up with someone, chat. He wasn't very kind of that breakup. Could have been a better environment, but he did it. He's feeling terrible, though. He's on the bus home, chat. He just has his head in his hands. He doesn't know what to think of himself. But then, the memories of Ramona start kicking in, chat. He remembers. He's like, you know what? Things are coming up, Scott. Yes, I lost my high school age girlfriend, but I got the manic pixie chick girlfriend now. So everything's coming up me. So he goes back home, chat. He's got another date with Ramona. He's kicking Kieran Culkin out of the house, and Ramona shows up. He's like, all right, you two, I'll see you later. Hope you all do very well. But Scott, he's just nervous. He's just nervous because there's something that sets him off, that triggers him, chat. Her hair color has changed, and she went from pink to blue. He's like, I can't deal with change. I'm not good at that. It's like, really, dude? Over someone's hair color changing, and you're panicking? Kieran Culkin's like, shut up, eat your fucking garlic bread. I'm going to go outside and look for the man's butt. And he's on the hunt for more man booty, chat. That's what he does. Also, he totally starts making out. He did capture Anna Kendrick's boyfriend, and he's been making love to him like every other night. So that's what happened. Anna Kendrick's like, again? Kieran Culkin? He's like, I'm sorry. I'm just hot and horny. So that's what he's doing. And now we get some time between Ramona and Scott, chat. They're bonding over their love of garlic bread. Scott's like, I could just eat garlic bread every meal. It's the only food I want. And she's like, you know, bread will make you fat. Bread makes you fat? It's a great line. Eventually, chat, they're playing. Scott's playing his guitar. He's like, I got a song for you, Ramona. And she's like, I would love to hear it. Sky's like, Ramona. And she's like, I can't wait till it's done. Until it's done, that's the song. Eventually, chat, they get to smooching. After you're done eating garlic bread and playing the guitar, you have to start smooching. And she's rubbing on his body, on his clammy, slim Michael Cera body, chat. And she goes to his hair. She goes, oh, your hair's so shaggy. He's like, oh no, my hair is shaggy. It's terrible. And she's like, what are you talking about? I mean, it's fine. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. It's just, you know, I don't know about getting a haircut. Last time I got a haircut, it was like right at the time I broke up with my girlfriend. And fucking Brie Larson. It was bad. It was bad. She goes, I know about breakups. She's like, yeah, I know you do. It's not great. And now Brie Larson, she's like this big, you know, rock star. She changed her name. She was Natalie, chat. Now she's what was it? Envy, Green with Envy or something. She's like Envy or whatever her name is. And apparently she was cheating on me with Super Saiyan Superman, and I just didn't like that. It didn't work out. She's like, it's okay, you know, it's all right. I like your hat. I like your shaggy hair. He's like, no, you hate it. He puts on a hat. It's like, let's go for a walk. And she goes, okay. And they go for a walk, chat into the wilds of Canada, and they're having a good time. Oh, that's the thing, too. They do come across Kieran Culkin, and he has been obsessively stalking Chris Evans, chat, Captain America himself. Chris Evans is in the movie, and he's filming a new film. And Scott's like, oh, this is so cool. It's fucking Chris Evans. Ramona goes, yeah, Chris Evans is here. And he's like, well, what's wrong? And he's like, well, he was one of my exes. Your fucking boyfriend was Chris Evans at one point? She does the backstory. He's like, yeah, he was a skater, and he was hot. We dated for like 2 weeks or something. But I broke it off. I just couldn't do it. He was too mean. And he goes, whoa, that's crazy. And the thing is, they're talking, chat, and Chris Evans trying to do the goddamn scene. He's like, all right, enough of it. Scott Pilgrim, I am one of 7 evil exes, and I challenge you to fight me. And they start battling. And Chris Evans, he has a significant advantage over pasty, frail, very emaciated Michael Cera. And he's just fucking throwing him around, chat, and going, yeah! And he's just excited about it. Eventually, but Michael Cera, he will not live that down. He also wants to fight for the heart of Ramona, chat. And he's like, hey, Chris Evans, we're not done here. And he's ignoring him. He's like, hey, Chris Evans. When he turns around, it's not Chris Evans, chat. It's Chris Evans' stunt double. And he's like, yeah, Scott, you can go ahead and take care of them. And all of his stunt doubles come out, chat, all 7 of them. And Scott, he's getting the shit kicked out of him. And Chris Evans is like, I don't give a shit. Whatever, he's walking away. But then he hears him, hey, Chris Evans, we're not done. He's killed all the stunt double. He's like, motherfucker. And he goes up there, chat. He's, boom! There's a Spartan kick into Michael Cera's emaciated chest, kicks him through a goddamn set, and he's like, prepare to feel the wrath of the evil exes. I love that line read. It's so goddamn good. And Scott, just before Chris Evans is about to murder, like severely bludgeon to death Michael Cera, he goes, oh, I know you're so cool and everything, but you think you can do a skateboard thingy down that rail to prove how cool you are? And he's like, why would I do that? There are girls watching. He goes, fuck, there's girls, damn it. The rail is all fucked up and shit. But he's like, girls. He's like, fine. I'll do this trick on this rail with my skateboard, and then I'll kill you. And Kieran Culkin shows up, and he goes, I have your skateboard, sir. And gives a little slap on the ass. A little slap on the ass for support, chat. And we follow Chris Evans down this goddamn rail. He's going very fast, chat. And he loses it. He bungles it, chat. He gets bamboozled by Scott. He fucking explodes. He hits the ground. Severe brain damage and explodes into a bloody mass and pulp. Like a hot, wet water balloon, chat. A hot, wet water balloon hitting the ground. Coins, and he's like, whoo, we nailed it. We got him. And he's like, what happened to Ramona? And she took off again. He's like, God damn, why should we take it off? He's very upset by it. But that's okay, because they're going to have their next battle of the bands anyway, the next group. And all of a sudden, Chad, he gets a call from Envy. And she says, hey, you know what, we would really like for your band to perform with us, do an opening for us, and we would love for you to bring Ramona Flowers with you. And he's like, I don't really want to do that, but his fucking band leader says, hell yeah, we're gonna do. We need money. I am literally living on ramen. That's all I've eaten. I have no nutritional value going into my body, please. And so they do it, Chad. They go the next day. Him and Ramona, they're hating out again. They're in the crowd. They do their whole band, and no one likes them. No one knows who they are. And they're watching there, and Scott's like, yeah, this is Envy. She was my ex, and she cheated on me. It was terrible. Apparently with that guy, the guy who has a number 3 on his chest. What that's a reference to. And Ramona goes, oh, yeah, I know who he is. Yeah. He's like, wait, well, what? It was like, yeah, that's my 3rd evil ex. He goes, fuck! And then, chat, the goddamn song starts playing. And this is Brie Larson does a fantastic job of this song. It's really, really good. And they be cut back and forth, like the editing's amazing. And you can tell, there's going to be a war of words between all these people. Also, chat, Knives Child's a psychopath. And she is going to be seeking vengeance against Ramona Flowers. She's been complaining to his sister, and she's attempting to emulate Ramona Flowers, chat. Very Sounds of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill type of shit. Where she has dyed her hair and burns, chat. He's like, I'm going to go to the club, and I'm going to stalk him. I'm also going to date young Neil. I'm going to date young Neil, not because I actually like young Neil, but because I want to make Scott jealous. And I don't like that fat ass Ramona Flowers. She's not fat, Chad. She's not fat. And she goes there. But eventually, fucking Envy, she invites everyone backstage to talk. And it's very awkward. You know, Knives is being weirdly obsessive towards Envy and her music. And there's a lot of tension between Scott, Envy, and boyfriend number 3, Chad, which is played by Brandon Routh of Superman fame. Super Saiyan Superman, as I call him, Chad. Poor reverse Neil Young. I know, right? Oh, what do we have right here, Chad? Eat, sleep, shit, repeat. That is a very good name. Welcome, my friend. You're my new Huckleberry. I hope you're doing very well. Cabs, I am confusion. What's so confusing? Hello again, friend of a friend. That's how it goes. We had this Brie Larson, Captain Marvel. We like her. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She's just a little too serious as that character, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So what starts happening? So again, very awkward. A lot of tension between these group of folks. And eventually, Super Saiyan Superman goes, bah! And he punches the shit out of Knives' show. She just raises her voice, chat. She screams. He goes, boom! And she hits her so goddamn hard that the highlights came out of her hair. He punched the highlights out of her hair, says young Neil. And Scott's like, I will not have this. This is a crime against humanity. And right before he's about to punch the shit out of Super Saiyan Superman, chat, SSS. D. Crogs, the deputies, thank you. When Knives gets her hair dye punched off, I know, it's amazing. It's such a good scene. So funny. And so right when he's about to punch Super Saiyan Superman, chat, oh my, he stops. And Super Saiyan Superman is holding him in midair. He's like, how are you doing this? Didn't you know he's fucking vegan? He's vegan and he gives you telepathic and telekinetic power. He goes, boom, and he's throwing Scott around the goddamn room, blasts him outside. Everyone's like, so how does being vegan give you superpowers? And Brandon Routh attempts to explain it, but he's not good. He's kind of dumb. He's not the smartest tool in the shed. You're not the sharpest tool in the shed. As Smash Mouth once said, the philosopher's known as Smash Mouth, Jeff. And so he's beating the shit out of Scott. It's not going well. Also, Brandon Routh, not very good at the repartee, chat, the exchange of insults. Scott's like, wait, what are you talking about? It doesn't matter. And so eventually, he's kicking Scott's ass. He throws him through a fucking brick wall. And Scott's like, I can't beat him with brawn, but I can beat him with the power of music. And it's a fucking bass battle, chat. And Brandon Routh goes, oh, time to get funky. And so they start having a bass battle, chat. Fucking literal colors and shapes and words are coming from their instruments. But as good as Scott is, Brandon Routh, Super Saiyan Superman, is just better, chat. And he kicks Scott's ass. He bashes him through another wall. And he's just about to bludgeon Scott to death. But Scott's like, hey, man, let's, he picks up these 2 cups of coffee. Let's drink to my inevitable demise. And he goes, I can read your mind, Scott. I know that in your right hand, you put some goddamn half and half to negate my powers. I won't drink that. I'm going to drink the one from your left hand. He takes a check. And Scott goes, oh, that's where you fucked up, Super Saiyan Superman. See, I actually put it in that one you just drank. I just thought really hard about putting the half and half in this one. And Brandon Routh goes, oh my God. And then a fucking wall comes down, chat. And Thomas Jane, this other actor whose name I forgot, they're like, vegan police, what are you doing? He's like, ah! He's like screaming shit. He's very scared. And he's like, well, what's going on? He's like, you have fucked up. You will now have your vegan powers taken from you. He's like, but don't I get like several, like, I have like, there's only an amount of, goddamn times I can fuck this up. It's like, I have like a few chances, right? And he's like, we've given you a few chances, Brandon Routh. And he reads them. He's like, fucking 2 years ago, obviously you had this offense right here. He had this, got strikes, that's it. I forgot the word, chat. My mind was becoming derpy. You drank that coffee. You partook in a thing with an egg in it, and like 2 weeks ago you had chicken parmesan. He's like, chicken parmesan's not vegan? No, it isn't, motherfucker. Bah! And they shoot him, chat, and they sap his vegan powers from his thick, beautiful Super Saiyan Superman body until he doesn't have the Superman hair, and they leave. They go, yeah, and then Scott just fucking headbutts him. He explodes. Thomas Jane, the other guy, they go, high five, and they run off, chat. So I imagine to assault and sap the powers of other vegan powered people. And so Envy, she's like, you just killed my boyfriend. He goes, yeah, sorry about that. He was kind of a dick. And you could tell that Envy wants to say a lot to Scott in this scene. He's like, maybe we can, come to an agreement or we can better ourselves. But they're like, nah, we just gotta leave. Her boyfriend fucking popped and turned to a pile of coins. And so we could tell she still wants Scott. She feels guilty for what she did for him, and she wants him back, but she knows it's just never going to work now. Too much hurt, too much pain. It's been strained way too much, chat, to become unstrained. And so he leaves, and he's talking to, Ramona. He goes, being your boyfriend's, like, really hard. And she goes, I'm sorry. I mean, I told you about the 7X. You didn't tell me you wrote XXXX on the goddamn phone number. How was I supposed to know that these people would try to murder me the entire time? And she goes, like, listen, I didn't want to get involved in a relationship. Like, I moved away from the States to come up here, start over, and I met you, and things got weird, and I don't know. And she's apologizing, chat, she's trying. He's like, well, you gotta be honest with me. And, eventually she's like, oh, please. And he says something very mean, Chad. He's like, well, how many people have you slept with in here? And she goes, okay, that's fucked up. And meanwhile, they're fucking going at it, Chad. Fucking Mae Whitman, Katara herself. And she goes, Scott Pilgrim. And he goes, wait a minute, don't I remember you from another scene that I didn't talk about earlier? Because he's randomly attacked, Chad, by Mae Whitman. And he doesn't understand why. And he's like, well, oh my God, because it's a realization Scott has. Every time he says ex-boyfriend, she says exes, because Ramona had a little bit bisexual face, and she goes, I just want to try it, and she goes, oh my God, you are a traitor, and so she just wants to kill Scott Pilgrim, but he's like, I don't want to fight you, you're a girl, and girls are soft, and I want to punch you, but he's like, before you can do anything, Chad, just take the beating. Ramona steps in and blocks the goddamn kick from Mae Whitman, Katara herself, Chad, doing the water bending and everything, and then we get a big old battle between Ramona and Mae Whitman, Chad. And Ramona comes out with this giant fucking hammer from her purse. It's a very cool choreographed scene, Chad. And they're fucking battling. But eventually, Mae Whitman, she bashes the hammer away. And she goes, I'm not here to fight you, you skank. I was like, whoa, those are some bad words. And she's using all the very bad words about Ramona. She's very hurt, Chad, by their previous relationship. And she basically, like, I have to fight him. And Scott's like, I don't want to do that. And Ramona, she just fucking she basically puppeteers Scott's emaciated body, Chad. He's like a meat puppet. And they start beatboxing and fighting. And eventually, Ramona gets thrown away. And Scott is about to be, again, bludgeoned to death by Mae Whitman. But Ramona says, you have to touch her behind her knees. Like, why? Because every time we were making out, she would orgasm. Okay, I got it. Boop. And he touches their chat. And then Mae Whitman dies via an incredibly intense orgasm. I'm like, wow, movie, okay. She just explodes. And Scott's like, all right, I need a fucking break. He goes to the bar. He starts hammering back gin tonics. He starts saying mean things to Ramona. She goes, you know what, Scott? You know what? I don't need this right now. We're on break. And she leaves. He goes, oh, he's sad. He doesn't know what to do with himself. Eventually, he finds himself back at Kieran Culkin's bed chat. He has many more man's butt in the bed with him, and he says, listen, buddy, I know you're hurting right now, but you gotta get the fuck out of my apartment. Like, I can't have you here. And so him and his band, they're about to do their new debut at this new club, chat. And oh my God, that's when he sees Ramona Flowers again. But he's with her most recent evil ex, chat, Gideon Gray. And he's like, maybe, are they together again? He just doesn't know. Her hair has changed. That makes him confused. Chad's green now. He just doesn't get it. But he realizes, his band leader realizes that, wait, this isn't a battle of the bands. What's happened is we are literally battling the other band, which is what are the guys called, Chad? One of the other two bands, the Kantanagi twins. And they, chat, are the evil 5 and 6 of the evil exes of Ramona Flowers. And they're like, fucking Ramona Flowers dated twins at the same time. Kinky, chat, very kinky. Good for you, Ramona, with the experimentation. And so, chat, we get this really cool scene of the goddamn, basically the Kantanagi twins, chat. They're like Daft Punk, except instead of being robots, they're Asian. So that's the difference. And so they're bopping and booping on their electronic keyboard chat, and it's attacking Scott and his friends. And eventually, their music personifies as a twin-headed dragon, and it just fucks Scott and his friends up real good. And Scott's like, "We won't stand for this!" And with the power of rock and roll and punk music chat, with their combined strength, they form a King Kong-esque kaiju who grabs onto the dragon chat and throws it at the Daft Punk, not robot, but Asian twins, and they explode, chat. They turn into coins, and they're defeated. And Scott, he's like, yeah, he's got that kill high, chat. He just can't believe what he's doing. And then he sees Ramona down there talking to Gideon. He's like, I gotta talk to Ramona. And for some reason, a fucking one-up appears. He grabs the chat. He's like, what are you? And they're like, asking, what are you doing? I'm getting a life. Like, literally, he's coming into himself, chat. He's getting the self-confidence that he needs to be a better person. And so he goes down there. And he's like working his way to Ramona. And then who does he see? Knives Chow. And she's like, hi, Scott, came here to see you perform. And instead of being a fucking, man chat, a mature person, he just goes, and walks away. It's like, dude, that's such a shitty thing to do. But at this point, he just wants to talk to Ramona. He goes to her, right outside, chat. Gideon's getting in the car, and he's like, Ramona, I thought, we could talk. I have something very important to say to you. Because Kieran Culkin, early in the movie, chat, he was like, listen, Scott, you clearly... you have feelings with this girl, you gotta say the right thing to her. And he's like, what's the right thing? It's like, it's fucking love, man. Love. He's asking, like, it's the L word, Scott. Lesbian? He's like, no, Scott, love. And he forgets. He fucks it up. Jay's like, Ramona, I have something to say to you. And she goes, what? I'm in lesbians with you. And she goes, what? And he's like, whoo, glad to get that off my chest. She goes, listen, Scott, what we had was nice, but I'm with Gideon. He's just, he's just in I can't get him out of my head. And he goes, that's legitimately disappointing. And fucking Big Dick Gideon shows up, Chad, and he's showcasing all his wealth. He's like, Scott, loved what you and your group did. Very, very cool. I love the redhead chick in back. She just fucking give him the evil eyes the entire time. Like, don't you talk about me. And he's like, listen, I want you guys all to come to my new concert hall, and I want to sign you. I want to give you a contract to perform however many nights a week. And Scott's like, I reject your contract. But his fucking bailiff says, the fuck you will. And he's fucking everyone starts signing a chat, but Scott doesn't want anything to do with it. And Gideon's like, hey, man, I just thought this would be a good, parlay, if you will. But, Winona, she's chosen who she wants to be with, man. Come on now. And Scott, he's just so depressed. He goes back to his goddamn apartment with Kieran Culkin. Kieran Culkin has basically said, you have to leave, Scott. You have to do this. And Scott, he's having all these thoughts and feelings, and eventually, through the provoking of Kieran Culkin, goes, I got to go after. This is what I want in my life. I want to be a better person. And so he goes out there. He's going to the club. He wants to obtain Ramona flowers. He's empowered by the feelings of love, Chad, not lust, love. And so he goes there, get a great segment of, what's the password? And he's like, whatever. And they're like, okay, go in. And then there's a secondary password. These two guys are guarding it. And it goes, second password. He goes, all right, go in. I love it. It's so funny. Eventually, Chad, he opens up into the concert hall itself. His enslaved friends are playing for the amusement of Gideon Gray. And he sees Gideon just kind of fucked up, just kind of petting Ramona like a fucking pet. It's really weird and gross. And Scott's like, I've had enough of this. And Gideon's like, Scotty, my man, glad you could come here. You like Coke Zero, that's your go-to drink. And he slaps the drink out of the waitress's hand. He's like, I've come for you, Gideon. I've come for Ramona because I am in lesbians, not lesbians, Chad. I'm in love with her. Ramona hears that. She goes, oh my God. And he's fucking just about to run up there, but he goes, so you're gonna fucking fight me for her. He's like, hell yeah, I will. And Chad, a literal samurai sword produces, he burrs Chad, he front poops out a sword from his chest. And he's like, Scott has earned the power of love. And he's got all these boosts, Chad, max in strength, intelligence, willpower, dexterity. He's like, yeah, I can do it. And Gideon, he sends out all his jabronis for Scott Pilgrim to start fighting, and he kills them all. He slashes them. A lot of dead people in this movie. And eventually he's like, I'm coming for you, Gideon. He goes up there, and they're just about to start fighting Gideon. He's just clearly stronger And then Scott, and he fucking punches the shit out of Scott. Sword breaks down. He's like, you just can't beat me, Scott. And right before he's about to land the killing blow, Knives Chow from out of nowhere has 2 goddamn sais, is about to stab the shit out of Gideon. She goes, back off, you! And it's like, you took Scott away from me. He's like, I don't even know who you are. And he goes, not you, nerd. Her, the fat ass. She goes, what? And then Knives Chow and Ramona Flowers start battling, chat. And Gideon and Scott are like, this is crazy, man. This fucking ladies fighting over us. Oh, it's so hot. But eventually they start fighting too, chat. They start fighting. It's a crazy situation. Gideon is knocked down a little bit. He's hanging off of the precipice of his giant fucking altar chair. And Scott eventually stops the fight between Ramona and Knives. And he's like, guys, you got to stop this. You know, I mean, you shouldn't hate each other. He's like, but she took you from me. And Ramona's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Scott, he's like, yeah, so I kind of... don't be mad, but he wafts it. He goes back and forth. Like he's not being honest with himself or the 2 people that are who were the loves of his life. Like he's not telling him, like, I cheated on both. He's not saying this. And then fucking Gideon Gray uses the opportunity and just fucking stabs Scott in the back, chat. Oh, right up there. Gets stabbed. And Scott, he falls down dead, chat. And Gideon's just mocking him the entire time. He's like, you fucked up. And Scott, he is now in a purgatory, and he's very disappointed about being dead. He doesn't like it, Jay. He doesn't like being dead, and he's like, shit. And then it was a similar vision he had early in the movie, chat. He's in the desert, and he sees Ramona Flowers come behind him. She goes, hey, Scott. He goes, what's going on? What's going on between you and Gideon? It's like, well, he's literally inside my head. I can't get him out of it. He's like, well, that's legitimately disappointing. He's like, no. He's like using a fucking microchip, like Doc Ock style, to like keep me under his microchip. He goes, oh, that's fucking evil. It's like, yeah, it is. And he's like, well, I mean, it'd be great to tell you like all these things I'm feeling right now about, being a better person. I realize this now, but I'm dead. She goes, are you dead? Because here he has a flashback, and he remembers shit. He picked up the 1-up. So he still has another life. And he finds himself back in the apartment of Kieran Culkin, chat, fucking respawns, and he goes to the fucking club, punches the shit out of all the bouncers. Shit, doesn't even need a password. They just burst into coins. He goes in there, and he tells, before he starts to make good, chat. That's what he does. He tells his bandmates, he's like, hey, man, hey, band leader, whose name I forgot, you sound legitimately great. Young Neil, you are a much better bass player than me, and we shall now call you Neil. He's like, Neil, that's great. That's what I always wanted. Ooh, thank you. Not really a menace. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well today. Good to see you. And he has the last words for Kim, Allison Pill. He's like, Kim, I'm sorry for everything. I was a shitty boyfriend to you. I apologize. I'm sorry. And she goes, my respect for you increased. And Gideon's like, okay, what the fuck is all this going on right here? And he goes, Gideon, your fucking club sucks. I hate you. You're arrogant. Let's fucking go. He's like, we got beef. And he's about to run up there. And he's like, so you're gonna fight me over her? He's like, no, I'm gonna fight you for me. And Chad, he front poops out a sword again, but it's not the sword of love, it's the sword of self-respect, Chad. He finally has his self-esteem back. He is evolving, becoming a better person. He has the confidence he always needed. And he takes that sword, he kills all of Gideon's men like nothing. And he jumps up there and he smashes and bludgeons fucking Gideon's face in, Chad. It's not good. And he gets knocked off. He's like, fuck, what the hell? But then Chad, he starts talking to Ramona, and her little device somehow deactivates itself. He's like, hey, I'm sorry I said all those things to you earlier. I didn't mean them. I was angry. I have a severe self-esteem issue. And she goes, hey, you came here for me and for yourself. She goes, yeah, it's good to see you again. And then, oh, by the way, Knives no! And Knives comes down. And she's about to stab the shit out of Ramona Flowers. Again, reference the fact that she is chubby, which is not true, Chet. And he's like, Knives, Ramona, don't fight. And she's not a fat ass, Knives. That's not nice. No, I'm the reason why this is happening. Now, I cheat on you both. Knives, I cheat on you with Ramona. Ramona, I cheat on you with Knives. I did not break up when I should have with you. I'm sorry about that. I was wrong to do that. And everyone's better for it, chat. They're learning, and Knives is like, well, wow, Scott, that's what I actually always needed to hear. Ramona's impressed too. But fucking Gideon's still alive. And he goes, all right, enough of this fucking bullshit. Let's fucking battle. And him and Ramona, they start tussling, chat. Well, I think he knocks the shit out of Scott and Knives. And Gideon, like Ramona's, she's still under his mind control, and she goes over to him. He's like, that's my girl. And she goes, let's both be girls. And she fucking takes her hand, chat, right onto the peen and balls and rips that shit off. And you just hear him go, ah! Because he has no more peen and balls, chat. And then Scott comes back up there, starts beating the shit out of Gideon, chat. And Gideon's like, I formed the League of Evil X's. You can't beat me. I created this bitch, man. You know how long it took me to get all the contact information of the Evil X's? Like 2 hours. You're not going to make this not worth it. He goes, I don't give a shit. Ah! And he kills him, Chad. He kills him instantly. He's bursting on tons of coins. Like millions upon millions of dollars worth of coins. And Allison Pill and the band are like, well, there goes our fucking payday. And they begin scooping up all the money. He's like, we need it. We need to get paid. I can't live on ramen for the rest of my life. And during this whole situation, Ramona sees that, Scott and Knives, they worked together and hand in hand to defeat all these bad guys. She goes, you guys are a good team. He's like, yeah, we are. Oh, but Chad, things are not over, because he from the last vestiges of Gideon Gray's essence, Chad, his glasses, there's a sound coming from it. It's Gideon's voice. And he goes, oh, Scott, you dumb son of a bitch. You may have defeated me, but can you defeat yourself? And Scott turned around and we see it's Nega Scott, chat. It's the evil version of Scott Pilgrim. And he goes, holy shit. And fucking Ramona and fucking Knives, they're right next to him, hand in hand. He goes, no, guys. This is the battle that I must fight myself with myself. Then it cuts, Chad. Just cuts. We don't see the battle. And we're outside with Knives Chow or Mona Flowers. They're talking. And out then fucking Scott and Nega Scott just walk out. And they're having a conversation about French toast and brunch. And they say goodbye to each other. Mona's like, what the hell happened there? He's like, you know what? He's actually a nice guy. We just started talking. He's nice. We're going to go get brunch next week. It's like, yes, Chad. See, that's what Scott did. He is mature as a person. And then him and Knives Chow, they have a nice little conversation. A good repartee, if you will. Ramona sees this. She goes, yeah, you guys are a pretty cute couple. Scott and Knives are like, yeah. And, Ramona goes, I think right now, I think I'm going to get going. I'm going to go to it. I'm going to live in a different life in a different place. And Scott's like, why? Why you want to leave? He's like, I'm always trying to run away from things, and I just need to do this for myself. And Scott's watching her go, and he's like, shit. I mean, he understands why. He gets it. I respect your choices. I'm not going to change your mind. You got to do what's best for you. And as she's walking away, Knives tugs on his sleeve. She goes, go after. Go after. And she goes, but he's like, listen, I'm way too fucking cool for you, and you love her, okay? I'm going to be fine. Go to her. And he, Knives lets him go, and he takes Ramona's hand. She goes, oh, and he's like, hey, can you want me to tag along with you? And she goes, that would be fucking great. And they smooch chat, and they walk through a door to a different dimension, and that is the movie. That is Scott Pilgrim versus the World, chat. It is an absolute brilliant film. Everything from its writing to its acting to its editing to its overall just incredible cartoony and video game aesthetic, chat. It's an absolute pleasure to watch. It was great because I hadn't seen this film in a few years, and sitting down just having a good time watching it, it was a blast, chat. Legitimately great. Rocker Birdie, thank you for the 10 biddies. Mauricio's Twitch, one of my favorite movies. That's great. DJ Duxlayer, some of Doctor Strange shit. I mean, it's definitely out there. It's like they play with time and dimensions and space. It's some weird shit. Thank you to Leave with the 1 biddy. Better than sex. Oh yeah, chat. So I'm gonna give it right now. For my rating on the DT scale, this is a better than sex film. For whatever reason, this film still has its haters. I know that comedy is, a lot of people have different tastes in comedy. It's very subjective, but I found this movie so well written, and all the jokes really hit for me. So I love the hell of it. Yeah, definitely a better than sex.